Welcome to this morning's edition of Morning Market Call. I'm your host, Dan Patton, and I'm here with a special guest, Dr. Curtis LeBaron of the Department of Organizational Leadership and Strategy. And this is actually part of a series on getting to know your first-year core professors. So we're going to start right off with you, Dr. LeBaron. I just wanted to first ask you, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you like to do when you're not at school.
Sure. Well, first of all, thanks for having me here. I'm excited about the upcoming year. I've already been preparing for it, and so I look forward to meeting the incoming students. So when I'm not in school, I have exercise hobbies. Love to run. I run up in the mountain trails that are so beautiful in Utah, and like to travel. In Utah, my favorite places are Lake Powell and Zion's Park, but I also spend every year a little bit of time over in Europe and other places. A lot of that's work-related, but we try to take vacation time too. So those are the main hobbies.
Excellent, excellent. Sounds exciting.
Yeah.
And then specifically, you're in the leadership field. What really drew you into that field? It's really a specific niche, I would say.
Sure. So my training is anthropological. I'm kind of an anthropologist of organizations, and I've spent the last 15 years going into companies, sometimes as a consultant, sometimes just as a researcher. And I, as an anthropologist, spend a lot of time watching. I observe. I look at behavior. I look at interaction. I listen in on meetings. I study people, watch them closely. As you might imagine, leadership has been central to the observations, the findings that I've made in my research, and most of the problems that I encounter as a consultant are problems related to leadership. So I have 15 plus years of experience doing that, and that's what drew me in.
Excellent. You find that there's a lot of leadership problems in most organizations today?
Oh, sure. I mean, no one's perfect, and all of us are capable of performing effectively in some leadership roles or functions, but I've never met anyone that knew all the answers. More importantly, the context within which we do our leadership change, and so one challenge of leadership is always being able to adapt and learn and improve, and so leadership is not just at the center of success within organizations, it's also at the center of problems.
Excellent, excellent. Why don't you give us a little bit of insight and background into your course specifically that the first years are going to be taking this next year?
Sure. Okay. So the leadership class it really speaks to the mission of the Merit School. The Merit School sees itself as being in the process of helping young men, young women progress and develop as leaders. So I spend a lot of the first half of the class giving students an opportunity to consider themselves, their strengths, discover what those are, collect data about their past performance and how other people have experienced them. And they come to understand themselves and what kinds of abilities that they're bringing to an organization. What kinds of roles they may be best suited for, and then of course that leads to opportunities to develop additional leadership competencies. So the overall structure of the course goes from where have you been, it's kind of a retrospective look, where are you now, which is kind of an assessment of existing strengths and capabilities, and where do you need to go? Given the field that you've selected, what kinds of things should you be working on, and how can you go about doing that in the most effective way? So that's a broad overview.
Interesting. You know, that actually brought up a question I was thinking about when you were talking about that. I mean, leadership is such a broad thing, and I think leadership skills can take a lot of years to develop. It's kind of like they say that you can't learn to play the piano simply by reading a book to play the piano. So what I want to know is, what do you exactly hope that students gain from your course and carry forward into the future?
Yeah. I think you're exactly right, which is when it comes to leadership and some other of these important capabilities succeeding in business, there are things, of course, that we can learn from reading books and articles, but a lot of it is kind of our lived experience. And so that comes once again back to the anthropological emphasis I have in my own career. I feature biographies, autobiographies, stories, because within those descriptions of leadership, we can extract principles that are abstract, but those principles are alive and thriving within the stories and the context from which we can lift them. So much of what I do in this class is biographical in nature, because that's where a lot of the learning is.
Right. Excellent, excellent. Well, I guess as my final question, do you have any advice that you would like to give to the first years that are coming into this program and wondering how to best prepare for or succeed in this program?
Sure. Well, of course, anything they can do to read things related to leadership in advance would be good. I have specific readings that I've selected. I've tried to pick from excellent books and choose what I think are the best chapters, and of course articles. So reading in advance is always good, but I think I would encourage students to come in with an open mind, willing to learn new things. Applicants to the MBA program have a lot of accomplishments. They have leadership abilities that they've demonstrated already. But I think coming in with an open mind, ready to learn more and new things would be good. Some of the students that come in every year, whether the percentage is 20% or 50%, have some uncertainties, some doubts about their abilities. Do I belong in this program? What are my strengths? How am I going to succeed? And one of the main things that I try to do in this course is to help everybody understand that they have unique talents and gifts and strengths, and they just need to find those and put them to work in the right place. So I hope that students don't second guess their decision to come here, because I've never seen anyone who has not completed the program, has not been successful, and so I just encourage them to follow through.
Excellent. Excellent advice from Dr. LeBaron today, and we really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Dan.
Again, this has been a special edition of Morning Market Call. We thank you for tuning in and hope you'll continue to tune on in with us, and we're looking forward to your class in the fall.
Thank you.
MMC is brought to you by the Marriott School of Management in association with the Brigham Young University Department of Communications. MMC is made possible by a generous donation from Larry Tasjan and Gary Williams, and is produced by Rhett Weller, Todd Castagna, Mason Chen, Joel Tovey, and Sabrina Beck, with line producing by Kika Latu. For more information, find us on our Facebook and Twitter or at morningmarketcall.org.